Hi friends, it's Miss Emily here for another seasonal STEM. Today we are doing a STEM all about one of my favorite fall fruits. You can probably guess what it is, but it is apples. Yay! Let's see if I can actually balance this on my head. This is probably gonna fall off during our video, but that's okay. It'll keep you and me on our toes. So today we're gonna be exploring the question of why apples turn brown. So have you ever had your mom or dad or caregiver pack you a lunch, and by the time you get to your apple slices during lunch, they turn a little bit brown? I hate that, and apple slices, I think they taste way better than eating the apple whole. So we're gonna explore both why that happens, how you can prevent it, and how different apples may turn brown at different rates. All right, I had to take my fun hat off because we're talking science. It's time to get serious. So before we get into our experiment, let's talk a little bit about why apples turn brown. So when you cut an apple, it goes through a process called oxidation, which is basically edible resting. So when you cut the apple, the inside is exposed to the oxygen. Now apples contain an enzyme called polyphenol oxidase. Can you guys say that 10 times fast? And it reacts with the oxygen. So during that process of oxidation, electrons are moved to other molecules, which causes the apples to turn brown. So what can you do if you don't want your apples to turn brown? Well, there's 3 different methods for keeping your apples from turning brown. You can cook it, which destroys the enzymes, so like an apple pie or an apple cobbler. You can cover it in like plastic wrap, which prevents the air, the oxygen that's needed for oxidation, from interacting with the apple. Or you can use lemon juice. So the third method, covering in an acid like lemon juice, what that does is the acid interacts with the apple before the oxygen can. So that prevents the oxygen from interacting with the apple and turning it brown. So today we are going to, 1, test that method, see if it's really true, because you remember, we trust, but we verify. And 2, we're also going to see if the different kinds of apples that we have, if with the apples turn brown, some turn brown quicker or slower than others. So what we're going to do, I've got 4 different apple types. If you want to buy more, you can. We've got a Gala, Honeycrisp, Granny Smith, and Golden Delicious. Take plates, label them all so that you know which is which. We are going to pour some lemon juice into a cup. And from each apple, we're gonna cut 2 wedges. 1 wedge we're gonna leave, we're not gonna do anything to. It's gonna be a control so we can confirm what happens to a normal apple. And then the second wedge, we're gonna coat in lemon juice and put next to the apple, that slice that we didn't do anything to. So for each apple slice that we cover in lemon juice, it's important that after we coat it in lemon juice, we get rid of that lemon juice, use another one. So we're making sure that everything is separate and we get the best results. So I'm gonna put all the slices that I don't do anything to on the left side of the plate. And I've got a fork. You can use your fingers if you wanna get messy. I'm gonna just coat it. Lemon juice, make sure that I get every side, all of it. Coat it in the lemon juice. Make sure you've got paper towels nearby. I'm gonna put that on the right side of the plate. The rest of the apples and peanut butter, obviously. I'm gonna do that with the other 3 apples. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna set a timer for 20 minutes and we're gonna come back and we're gonna observe our results. We're gonna see if the apples that we've just cut, not done anything to, if they've turned brown, if they have turned brown, if some have turned more brown than others, and then we're going to see if the lemon juice has prevented the slices that were coated in it from turning brown. So I'm going to set the timer for 20 minutes. If you're doing this at home, you can set it for 20 minutes, you can set it for longer, or you can just set the timer to go and see how long it takes each of them to turn completely brown and record that in a little spreadsheet. So I will see you in 20 minutes. Okay, so our 20 minutes is almost up. I have covered the apple so you can't see what is happening. But before we go ahead and take a look at the apples, I want you guys to write down some predictions. So do you think that the apples that have been coated in lemon juice are going to have stayed the color that they were when we cut them, or do you think they'll have turned brown? And if you think that the apples that have been cut and we didn't do anything to, they've turned brown, which ones do you think will have turned the most brown or the least brown, and why? Remember, we've got Gala apples, Honeycrisp apples, Granny Smith, and Golden Delicious. So we've got 2 red, that's the Gala and the Honeycrisp, 1 yellow, the Golden Delicious, and 1 green, the Granny Smith. So do you think the color will have affected anything, or what do you think? Write down some predictions, and then we will compare the results to what you've written down. Alrighty guys, so it's been about 20 minutes, so let's take a look. It looks like we're definitely starting to see some browning on some of the apples. If you're doing this at home, you want to wait a little bit longer so you can see some of the apples turn even more brown. That's definitely something you can do. 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour. I wouldn't do it more than a few hours just because they may turn a little too brown and gross. But remember, the slices on the left are the ones that we just cut, and the slices on the right are the ones that we dipped in lemon juice. And at least from looking at all 4, it definitely seems that the lemon juice ones are turning less brown. Let's start with the ones that even the regular cut ones are turning the least brown. I would say the Golden Delicious. So you can't tell too much difference between the 2. I definitely, if you look at the crevices though, you're seeing some more browning. The Honeycrisp and the Gala, which are our 2 red, the Golden Delicious was our yellow. They both, to my eye, which is non-scientific, seem more brown, and the slice on the left of each plate definitely seems more brown on the right. Although with the Honeycrisp, you are seeing a little bit of brown. But I gotta say the Gala slice that was coated in lemon juice seems pretty much just like what I cut it. And last not least, our Granny Smith apple definitely turned the most brown. Again, this is only after 20 minutes. The slice on the left. So my prediction was, I thought that the color, the green on the Granny Smith, would mean that less oxidation occurred, and I thought it was going to be the least brown. So I was definitely wrong, but that is why science experiments are so much fun, is that you can think you know what's going to happen, and you can be totally surprised. So maybe try this at home with different varieties of apples, and let us know what happens. Okay guys, that's all from me today. Thank you so much for joining me for another seasonal STEM. I hope you learned something. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you do something at home that's similar. Let us know if you do. Drop a comment. And I hope I get to see you again soon. I'm gonna go enjoy some apple slices that I haven't experimented on, and I hope to see you guys soon. And I hope you're having a great day. Bye.